Good morning and welcome to Mystery Monday Makes, where we pick a mystery pattern, actually a magical internet spinner, picks from 14 free patterns that I found all over the internet, and we spend a week working up whatever that wheel has spun for us. Now, while it's Monday for you, it is actually Thursday for me, and I wanted to come on here, do a little quick intro and update on the progress with this week's mystery make so far. Let's go back in time a few days to Monday when I spun the wheel and started creating this week's mystery make. It is time to spin for our next project. Let's see what we get. And the winner is the market bag. Here we are on Thursday, so it's only been a few days, and I have quite a bit of progress to show you all. I don't know what it is about these sort of meshy type market bags, but they work up so quickly, and most of the time they're very mindless type projects. So I can work on them here and there, pick it up, set it down, pick it up again, and I know exactly kind of what I'm supposed to be doing. Basically, it's just all mesh, and you can work them up in front of the TV, watching a movie, talking to friends and family, sitting outside, relaxing. They're just really nice, fairly quick project. Because it's all mesh, you're doing a lot of chaining and then single crochet into the chain spaces. The really kind of not complicated part, but the time-consuming part is usually making that base of the bag and then the handles or the straps. So let me show you a little bit of my progress, and I'm actually almost done. Now, the pattern called for 24/7 cotton by Lion Brand. I did not have enough of that in my stash. All I have of that yarn in my stash is very small pieces and not all the same color. So I could have maybe combined all of those into one giant cake of yarn and used that and made sort of a real scrappy market bag, but I decided to just use what I had in my stash, and I picked the beach ball, what I think is beach ball, and this is just, I think, like a lily sugar and cream. Now this was a full cone almost. I've worked a few projects with it before this market bag. This is what I have left. I will, spoiler alert, I'm on the straps now, so I will have enough, but this bag does take quite a bit of yarn. Because I was using that thicker, stronger type yarn, I decided to use my 4mm crochet hook. I think it recommends a 4.25, and I do not have a 4.25. I have a 4 and a 4.5 and a 5 and a 5.5. I have very few quarter size hooks. I think that's how you would say that. I don't have the 0.75s or the 0.25s in very many hooks. So I just went with that 4mm because this yarn is a little bit thicker than, in my opinion, than like the Lion Brand 24/7, which is what the pattern called for. And the pattern did only go up a quarter of a size, so it recommended, I believe, the 4.25, which I didn't have. I didn't want to make a ginormous market bag. I wanted to stick with as close to the size that the pattern would be if I had used the 24/7 cotton and the 4.25 crochet hook. So let's take a look at this. You start by making just your standard circular increase. I believe there's like 12 rows of increase. You see how nicely that worked up? Love the colors. So you get a very nice size base on the bottom, and then you just start working up those mesh stitches. And this is just a chain 3 for your mesh. And here, if I can get it untangled, here is what we look like so far. You can see on the top, I am starting to work sort of the edging, the border at the top for those straps. I have one strap done, which I got to last night. I was right at the point over here to start the next strap, and it was late. So I said, that's a lot of counting because you've got to chain so many for that, and I didn't want to mess it up. So I know exactly where I'm at in the pattern. I just need to make the other strap and go around, and then I think I just work in the round to create a thicker strap. But this is how that yarn is working up. It's kind of doing an interesting color pooling, which I like. I think it's cool. It's neat. It's summery, boho, tie-dye looking kind of colorway. So I'm really enjoying that. It's been a super zen type project for me so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing on. I've only got a little bit left to do on these straps, and then I'm going to come right back here and we're going to talk this pattern over. I'll show you the final market bag, and we'll get ready to pick for next week's Mystery Monday Make. Guess what? It's only Friday, and I've already completed this week's Mystery Monday make. Clearly, this project didn't take me an entire week, and this is pretty impressive considering the week I've had as far as my day job. I've worked 8, 9, 10. I think one day I even worked 11 hours. So I did not have a lot of time to make this week's project. However, because I was so busy during the day doing my regular day job, I needed something like this project to kind of zone out, zen out, free my mind from my work day. And this was the perfect project for that. And that was so helpful. I didn't have to look at the pattern because it's all mesh stitch. I could sit down, watch YouTube, watch TV, talk to my family, and just crochet. So this project was the perfect project for me to work on this week, which is probably why I worked it up so quickly and in less than a week. So let's reveal the final market bag. Here it is. It's actually quite big, and I know in the last clip I had said I used the 4mm crochet hook, which I did. The pattern recommends a 4.25 and I did not have a 4.25, so I sized down, and we still get a very nice size market bag. And I just love how that color pooling worked out. We've got our bottom portion, which is just your standard increase, single crochets, and then you start working up in that mesh stitch. This one is a chain 3 and then a single crochet to create those nice mesh spaces. The handles, again, you work in the round and then you chain so many, skip so many, single crochet, do another chain for the second handle or strap, and then skip so many, single crochet, and then you just keep working around until your straps are a couple of rows before you start to work that final finishing round. And that finishing round, I almost missed it, to be honest with you. I was sewing in all of my ends, thinking, this is it, I got it, it's all done. However, they do want you to do a finishing round on the inside of the strap, which I think makes it look even more finished. And I'm glad that I saw that and I did that. And on the last round, instead of working just a single crochet for the last round, you work a chain 1. You would turn your work on that last round and then just slip stitch around all of the straps. And it kind of gives it a nice sort of a finishing edging almost. And you can see here some of my stitches are a little bit loose. Straps are not my thing, let me tell you. There's a little bit of a more finished look of that strap. So overall, very impressed with this pattern. This is the amount of yarn that I have left over, and this was quite a big cake. I still have plenty left over, but this does take a good amount of yarn. So if you're going to make this, make sure you have plenty of yarn in your stash, or you buy enough yarn. However you want to do it, you can make it scrappy. You could tie together a whole bunch of cotton yarns and just really make it a fun, scrappy market bag. But if you do want it to be all one color or uniform in that way, then I suggest making sure you have enough yarn, because it does take quite a bit of yarn. So let me know down below what you think of this market bag. It's longer, but it has a little bit more of a narrow body to it, which I like. I think it works up and looks really nice. You have plenty of room in one of these to put whatever you want. You could also shorten it. You don't have to work as many rows as the pattern says, so you could kind of customize it to fit whatever size that you're looking for. Would I make this pattern again? 2 thumbs up, absolutely. Love this pattern. I'm going to keep this one in my pattern notebook so I can continue to make more of them, especially when I am feeling like I don't know what I want to make and I just need something simple that I don't have to refer back to the pattern all the time. So now we are officially past halfway for our Mystery Monday Summer Edition. So the only thing left to do is spin the wheel to see what we're going to be making next week. But since it's only Friday, I have a few more days to wait. So I will see you back here when it's Monday for me. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.